Good day to you viewers, the Colonel speaking to you live from the Grange of British Imperial YouTube Broadcasting. Now we've got something a bit peculiar for you today. Not again, I hear you cry. Yes, HMV B4496. There you go. Choosing a Husband by the Stars, Part 1 and 2. Spoken by R H Naylor, sort of strange astrologer. He produced a set of records for HMV. What your stars foretell. Yes, they were around even in those days, viewers. Not quite as flamboyant as today, with Russell Grant, people like that. But they were, well, this one's a bit of a dour Yorkshireman, as you will hear. Anyway, here we go. I'll turn over halfway through, and we'll see what a lot of old rubbish he can spout. Here we go.
Are friendships and marriages made in heaven? The astrologer believes that they are. Of course, the hints I am about to give are necessarily generalized. To speak with confidence, I should have to know your exact birth date and place of birth. Astrology contradicts the popular idea that people of opposite types should marry. It is often said that a blonde should marry a brunette, that one partner should be dominating, the other gentle. Astrology rules otherwise. The more qualities that are shared in common between the two parties, the better. How can two people be happy if half the other's soul is unknown and unknowable? What astrology does teach is that where one partner is sadly deficient in a good quality, say deficient in willpower and tenacity, then the other should have those deficient characteristics in abundant measure. To an astrologer, the great factor in a person's horoscope is the position of the sun, which is roughly indicated by the month and day of month of birth. Thus it follows that a woman born in spring or summer does well to mate with a man born in the autumn or winter, or vice versa. If you are curious about the possible agreement or disagreement between two people, apply what might be called the Astrological Rule of Three. There will probably be an affinity, a natural harmony, if there are 3 whole calendar months interpolated between the month containing the birthday of one and the month containing the birthday of the other. Thus, interpolated between the month of March and the month of July are 3 complete months. A person born at the end of March would probably harmonize wonderfully with a person born at the end of July. To put it more exactly, the birthdays should be 4 months apart. On the other hand, if the birth dates of the two parties are exactly 3 months apart, there is potential disharmony between them. Thus, a person born in the last week in August would not be so likely to agree with a person born in the last week in November. Of course, there are exceptions to these general rules. How old should your husband be when you marry him? Generally speaking, women born in January, June, July, or August tend to marry men considerably their seniors. Women born in February, May, or December, however, often marry men much younger than themselves. Where the hour of birth is near sunset, the husband is usually the elder. Where the hour of birth is near sunrise, the reverse is the case. Women born just before midnight frequently acquire home-loving husbands. If, however, your partner was born in the middle morning or middle afternoon, then probably his social disposition will bring many of his friends into your home.
Right, on to the other side, viewers. Well, I like the sound of that astrological rule of 3. I thoroughly agree with that. After all, from personal experience, after all, that sort of Twosie beats onesie, but nothing beats 3. Here we go.
Taking an astrological view of marriage, men fall into the following 3 types. First, the adoptable type, a class which includes men born under the influence of the Moon, Mercury, Venus, or Neptune. Usually, their birthdays will be found to be in May, June, July, or October, though they might fall in other months of the year. They are usually comparatively lightly built, inclining to fair coloring rather than dark, ready conversationalists. They are free with money, changeable, fond of travel and pleasure, anxious to please and helpful, but not particularly dependable in time of trouble. The girl who marries a man of one of these types should have a strong personality, ability to earn money if finances fail after marriage, and have plenty of common sense. Next, the lucky type. These men are usually born in August, December, or March. They incline to bulkiness in physique. They are optimistic, rather orthodox, somewhat fond of display. They take themselves seriously and are discreetly ambitious. As a rule, this type attains a responsible and prosperous position, but is inclined, as he gets older, to become intolerant. The girl who chooses her husband from this type needs a sense of humor, ability to appreciate a different point of view, and a capacity to live up to the prominence and responsibility she will have thrust upon her. The strong, unorthodox type of man comes under the dominion of Mars, Saturn, or Uranus. The birth month might be April, November, January, or February. These are all types which need a good deal of understanding, and the girl who wants an easy time after marriage should never choose such a one. The Uranus type is sarcastic, erratic, often brilliantly original, uncomfortable to live with, a romantic, intense lover, but always leads a very up and down existence. The Mars type of man is, as a rule, the open-air sporting type, not very sensitive, simple and direct in thought, very courageous, but he finds it curiously difficult to understand women. The wife of a Mars man needs to be able to live her own life and to be a sufficiently strong personality to cope effectively with her partner. The Saturnian type is cautious, thoroughly reliable, often pessimistic, slow in action. As a partner, he should have a girl abounding in vitality, cheerful, but with plenty of mental depth.
Is that it? Right. Well, viewers, I thought that was going to turn out to be a lot of old tosh. But there's a considerable amount to be, well, to think about. Having heard that record, I shall play it again and think very hard. Anyway, hope you enjoyed it. Thank you.